All right, another important part of the future United States politics that is going to be adapted from the colonial era is going to be the Puritan and the Mayflower Compact. So, for the Mayflower Compact, understand that it is a written document of rules that includes people's consent, their signatures to follow these rules before getting off of the ship called the Mayflower. Okay? A compact is just a agreement between people. Okay? So, before understanding why the Mayflower Compact is important, we've kind of got to do some religious history background. So, England during this time, okay, this is my really good draw in England. Look, there's Ireland, that little island. Okay. During this time, England is controlled by the king. Okay. Obviously, England has always had a king or a monarch. But at the same time, the king controls the Anglican Church. Okay. And so people said that they had the same power as the Pope, which to some religions is essentially being the voice of God, right? So there's people that disagreed with this, right? Because there's religions today that believe in personal personal interpretation of what the Bible says or what religion is telling you to do, and not just the king's version of what that is going to say, what the Bible says, okay? By the way, the king at this time is King James, and he creates the King James Bible, okay? Which is him saying this is the way the Bible should be written, okay? During this time, there's people that disagree with this, but if you went against the king, then you'd be going against your country. So there are people that believe that they have a more pure idea of religion. Kind of tongue in cheek, people are going to call them the Puritans because of their claim that they have a more pure religion. Okay, later on, we're going to call them a pilgrim because they're going to go on a religious journey, which is called a pilgrimage. So here's Puritan beliefs that they could interpret the Bible for themselves, and that because they're interpreting it for themselves, that if they get people that are already predestined to go to heaven, they would be able to create a more pure society. Okay? And they'd set up a city on a hill that would be an example to the rest of the world, that the rest of the world should follow. So, as is often the case with religion and religious liberty, if there's a predominant religion and a religion claiming that that predominant religion is wrong, there's going to be some persecution, right? So, this is part of Utah history as well. So, the people claiming this, the Puritans, yes, they do have kind of funny fashion. They wear very plain clothes. They wear hats, okay? And they wear shoes without laces, okay? They are going to be persecuted, okay? And they're going to have some choices. So, the first choice is that the men escape. In order to escape laws of the Anglican Church and being thrown in jail, the men are going to start their religious journey and they're going to first go to Holland. Okay? Holland is the same as the Dutch, okay? And they're going to go to Holland. Okay? Holland's over here, north of France. Okay? After a number of years, it's not going to work out because they left their families back in England, and there's still going to be this religious persecution against their families. They're eventually going to come back, okay? And they're going to end up in a place called Plymouth with the chance, because the king is going to want people to go to his colonies, okay, with the chance to go have religious freedom, okay, the ability to have their pure city on a hill example to the rest of the world that the world should follow in the new world. So they start in Plymouth, they get on a boat. This boat is called the Mayflower. And on this boat, they're going to travel with the intention of setting up their city on a hill, example that should the rest of the world should follow. Okay? Eventually they're going to get to the new world. Now, flipping the page to talk about the Mayflower Compact. So as we talk about the Mayflower Compact, it was not just pilgrims, people going on this pilgrimage that traveled on the Mayflower. Everybody on the Mayflower is a 7-year indentured servant. But we have 40 people on the boat that are Puritan, and about 60 people on the boat that are going to be just English colonists. Now, their motivations are going to be different on the Mayflower, okay? Some, like the English colonists, are going to want to go and have land and opportunity, right? Some of these reasons for colonies in the first place, right? That your life could be improved by increasing your land in the new world, okay? The next thing is going to be that the Puritans ultimately just want religious freedom, but they also want land and opportunity, the opportunity to be free of religion and to be in a spot where they're not going to be threatened with being put in jail, okay? Where they can have their own thoughts about what the Bible is telling them to do and how to get to heaven, but create a city on a hill, okay? So we have these two competing groups of about 100 people, and they need to have peace. They need to have order. They understand that they will work for 7 years. They've been provided the tools and the travel to get to the New World, but England is 3,000 miles away. So it's not like you can go and ask the king to debate these these city and these government orders. So what they're going to do is before getting off the boat, both sides are going to have heads of household, right? They're going to sign a document of rules of what everybody is going to agree to do. And at the bottom, they're going to sign at the dotted line. The fact that they wrote down these rules means that they couldn't be changed by some person's words later after the fact. And the fact that they wrote down their names giving consent is something that we hold near and dear today because we give consent through voting. And we have written laws so they can't be changed by what some person says. Okay. This is the Mayflower Compact. Let us know if you have any questions.